blah blah. So for this discussion, we are talking about the new episode from My Hero Academia. I think it's episode 14.
Yes.
14? Yeah, season 2. And this one actually introduces a brand new intro opening, as well as a new ending, which we weren't really able to watch the full ending of it, but it's alright, it's fine.
The bastard we were watching from decided, well, this isn't important.
I'm just gonna skip. Here's samples. There you go. It's iTunes. You shit. But opening, should we just talk about the opening first, actually? Yeah, why not? This one's interesting. As far as the music itself, I do still prefer like the second opening out of the 3 that we've seen so far, but I kind of like I guess whatchamacallit, just how it kind of protrudes or foreshadows things to happen like later on in the arc. And I just kind of like how it reminds me of like other like intros like in the past, like old school animes where it's like in the background you see the character like looking off somewhere. I mean, you saw that in like season 2 or the previous opening as well, but I feel like it kind of reminded me of like a few like Naruto openings even to it. But otherwise, I guess it's the type of opening that will just grow on me later on as far as the music.
I don't even remember opening at all. I think it was like showing like the characters, and then it showed like 3 characters in a staggered line heading that way. You had like All Might, Gran Torino, and then I think it had someone else, and then it had Deku, Shota, and then
Lita. It was Lita. Yeah, those are gonna be like 3 like main characters to focus in on.
Wait, who's Lita?
Engine Dude.
Yes.
I gotta avenge my brother, Nissan.
He looked menacing in the opening.
Yeah,
when they showed him.
And like it shows furthermore like in the episode.
Do you think he's gonna kind of have a fall from grace?
He's gonna struggle a lot just by that opening, but I can't say for sure.
I would think that he kind of starts skating the line between good and bad on his whole I'm gonna get revenge against I don't remember his name.
Stain, the hero killer.
Yes.
But I guess jumping into the actual episode itself, it kind of shows like a little flashback of just the whole internship process.
Oh god, he's dead!
I'm alive.
He's alive!
Alright, I actually want to say like I love this character already.
Gran Torino?
Gran Torino. I love the name even.
Name of a car.
Yeah. I wonder if they would ever like adopt that type of deal where it's like, oh, let's name them after cars.
Let's get Lightning McQueen out there.
Lightning McQueen. But yeah, so it starts off with like, who are you? Well, not Deku, but Izuku. I'm Izuku Midoriya. I was like, who are you?
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? No way. No, seriously, Tesla punch on me. What?
What a great suit. The All for One would probably go well with this. What? What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
God, I don't have time for you, old man.
Yeah, you say that shit. I know what you're all about.
What do you think of his quirk?
I love it. It fits him for being like someone so small and almost like fragile, but to see like him like bouncing all over the place like with so much energy. It's just like he looks down at Deku like saying like, yeah, you know, what then? You're about to step out the door. And so Deku does put the suit on after like reading comments saying like, oh, they changed my costume.
Can they do that?
They just did it. Okay. The one thing that really like stands out to me, well, I mean, like everything stands out. If I remember, it was kind of like a green tracksuit almost.
Everything looks a lot more armored on it now.
Yeah,
you see lots of patches of leather and actual like metal plating.
Yeah, the palette is much darker too. I'm not sure what happens to like. I mean, he keeps his shoes. His gloves I think are different. Yeah, they are different.
His faceplate's different.
Yeah, it said like his makeshift like smile thing. It's just, I guess
it looks like the bottom part of a knight's helmet.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I like that. I'm not sure like its practicality though, unless it's really just to protect from any kind of like sudden uppercuts.
Uppercut, chink.
Looks just like Deku's like messed up hand. Like, I'm pretty sure this is gonna hurt the other person much more than I do.
Still remembering him falling.
I can't move the legs. Can't move my other leg. Can't move my arm.
Ooh, this is gonna hurt.
Ooh, I'm steaming, boy. But so yeah, he tests out his power, and he finds that like Torino. I was gonna say Turismo. Torino. He finds that he's way too fast for him, where he can't focus in like he can focus one part of him, but he's like too slow to even like have that ready to punch him. Because Torino's just like too quick about it, and he can anticipate his jet quirk. I love that thing so much. But yeah, he's just way too fast for him.
I wonder what his downside is.
I'm pretty sure you just cannot use it too much because like that's gotta be like air concentrated at a point. So if he just runs out of air, it's because he just uses too much of it. He probably like has some like strain on his leg as well. There's gotta be some muscle that like propels all that air out. So if he overuses it, I'm pretty sure he'll just get like I can't walk.
Do you think his limitation would be he has to be able to like
yes, he has to breathe.
Yeah, like keep getting strong breaths to replenish the air.
That's a good thought. I think so. Yeah, because if he doesn't breathe, then he can't really gather air like in his body, which I guess can also be part of it, like his own breathing process, but also be like pressed all the way down to his legs, just to generate more air. But that'd be interesting.
I really like this show because of that. To where the quirks do have downsides. It's not just I have this infinite power that I can use whenever I feel like.
It's a science.
Yeah, it's a literal biological function that produces wastes.
And I think that's really cool in the fact that like they really like try to logically implement superhero powers into a show. Granted, it's like anime and cartoony, but it tries to incorporate what would be like in real life to have these powers.
Ida, his engine can stall. Bakugo can only sweat so much, and if he uses it too much, it starts. It looks like it caused bubbling in him.
It kind of ruptures a little bit.
Shota,
like he can
burn himself or give himself frostbite.
Yeah. And Uraka like starts to throw up a little bit.
She gets nausea.
And purple hair dude, grape juice, he bleeds after excessive like tossing. Yeah, I like that. All these like different like side effects. I'm not sure about Froppy though.
I'm more than certain that those that have that are more transmutive, they don't have as much to worry about. They just have like basic limitations that you'd expect that type of animal to have. Like I'm pretty sure she can't stand extreme heat. Yeah,
I was thinking Martian Manhunter, like just fire, fire.
I'm still burning.
Wasn't at some point like he was submerged in water but still burning? Yeah,
because the phosphorus just keeps burning.
Jesus, dude.
It was either phosphorus or magnesium. I can't remember which of those it was, but yeah, it burns hotter than water can cool it.
Yikes, dude, that's flaming water. But going back to this, there was definitely highlights to other of our classmates just showing what their experience is like. Obviously, the
best genus.
That's the best one. But interesting enough, like how our Red Riot dude meets the other dude, like, hey, so
bro. What I wish happened was that they had all those dark lines of intensity again.
I wish.
Where it's like, bro.
I love that. I like how the internship is like under a guy who looks like he's from the Yakuza.
Yeah. With his freaking 20 rings.
His 4 arms. And what could have been like his 6 arms with one like holding tea.
He has 5 arms, just one straight through the chest just to drink tea.
What if like one of them just protrudes and just doesn't do anything except...
I call this my Deku arm.
Hey, don't mind it. It's a wild card.
Anyway, it says here on your paper. It says on your paper.
Get the other arm like... It says here on your papers.
No, it ends up being like Double King. Freaking chopping off his hand.
It says here. But we see a little bit of Lita. He's like under the internship like of a minor hero, but he's not really too much focused on that. He's like,
He looked like. God, I'm trying to remember what that minor hero. It looked like.
Yeah,
He was like a blue. He wore blue.
Yeah, I remember that.
Is he like a rabbit?
I don't remember. He's just your obligatory like tertiary character.
He's your Moomin Rider.
Yes, okay. But yeah, Lita's definitely not interested in the internship per se, but just like, okay,
I'm gonna get Stain.
I'm going to find Stain. Even the chances are slim. He's got to be somewhere.
I absolutely love the way that they're making the mentors.
Yeah,
it's making them actually feel like they really are trying to, in the best way that they see fit, to train them to be the next generation. It's not so much a teacher teaching a student as someone who's a master of their craft teaching an apprentice.
Yeah,
where it's like, these are the steps that you need to know in order to be successful later on.
Mm-hmm. Instead of like, all right, this is what you gotta do.
Yeah, the main one that was Best Genius.
Yeah, he stood him up and explained everything. He said, "You're good. You know how to use your quirk. You found interesting ways to utilize it.
Yeah, but your problem is, you know you're good, or at least you think you know you're good."
And that's a problem, and it bodes well to people around you and yourself. Mm-hmm. So my job is to strain you up, essentially.
Yeah. I'm going to show you how to act like a hero.
With my Genist. I love Best Genist. He's the number 4 hero.
And the best Genist.
Yeah, and he's the best Genist. Like, no, that's his number 1 seed. He's Genist number 1.
I just love during the introduction to the sports festival right there. You could be the most popular hero. You could be the this. You could be the best Genist. Like Best Genist. Like they made a category for him because he was just the best.
Best Genist.
I liked his power too, where it's the fibers of the genes that can ensnare his targets.
And that just kind of came out of nowhere. Like you didn't even see that until later. I also like Iraka's like internship where like it was like this. It was Gunhead, and he looks so intimidating. But he's like talks like he carries on a conversation very calmly. Oh well, like if you understand very quickly, like you know, agencies hire us, and then we get paid according to how well we do these things. Yeah. You'll pick it up later.
Yeah, it's right there. We're taking. Oh no, it was the other guy who said that they're technically civil servants.
Right
there. So the way it works is we get contracted to do basic things: stop crime, prevent it, save people from disaster, and we get paid based off of the type of crimes that we stop, the number of people that we save, and a third-party agency analyzes that and kind of comes up with a number of how much we should get paid for it. So overall, it comes and goes on how much you'll get paid, but you'll get used to it as time goes on.
And I was like, wow, never thought you'd be this open and friendly.
Yeah, like his arms were guns, and he had like a freaking Deadshot looking mask on.
I think the only disappointing internship was Matt Lady.
Yeah,
he had Greg just like sweep the floor, like, oh god, this is not what I.
Maybe she's trying to Mr. Miyagi him.
You got to wipe the windows.
This is not the type of role play I was expecting. The number one concern of a professional hero is trying to find ways to pass the time until you get a call.
Okay. I appreciate her lifestyle. It's what I want to be every single day. But what else is there? Oh yeah, what was her name? Mono. What was it? Momo?
Oh, Momo?
Yeah, Momo.
Yeah.
And how like her and the other girl from class B, I think?
Probably.
Yeah. What was it? Giant Fist quirk? And how they got hired essentially because they were pretty.
Yeah. I told you too, as we were watching it. She was right there. You understand why I
hired you.
Yeah. Why I contracted you guys, right? I was like, I bet it's because they're super cute.
It's because we're like really talented? No, it's because you're pretty. I guess. Nah, Momo was like totally
crushed.
into it. Momo was totally into it. Like, no, I'll take this. I'll take this opportunity.
No, she was like super into it until she was told the reason why.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
And then they both were like,
oh. Come on, we got a commercial shoot. Oh, okay. And so, after all that...
and then it showed, who's her name? Sue. She was doing push-ups with the Navy.
Oh, yeah, I love that. It was very... I like how, I guess, diligent she is, because that's what she wants to do. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, earphone jack girl. She had to do jogs, like, oh god, this is harder than the class.
She was fucking trying to keep up with... God, what was his name?
I forget his
Killer
name.
Arm or some shit like that?
Yeah, that OG like hero we see like in almost every episode that features heroes outside of the school.
What's that kid doing? He's gonna get himself killed rushing in like that.
It seemed like they have like a mile jog, like, oh god, this is harder than I thought.
With her jacks flopping.
Yeah. I guess she's accidentally funny. But yeah, going to back to Deku and Garatrino. Yeah, after that little first skirmish, like they mess up the place.
Your job was to fix it.
Yeah, job was to fix it and just kind of think on like what you need to do now as it goes shopping.
How do you feel about the advice that he gave him on how to be better?
I think it's good considering like when you have like two mentors, one's All Might and one's like Torino. All Might has only one way of like going about things, and that's just how proficient he is at that thing. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, oh, it went well for me, I might as well like pass it down to Deku, when it's actually different. And Torino like recognizes that as like a former teacher, that like this is not really how you teach this particular person how to be like you. And he like points out like your admiration for All Might are shackles to you, and that kind of reflects on the fact that like that's your limitation. That's why you can't go any farther than, you know, breaking your arm or something like that. And so what
do you think he means by it?
What he means by it is like, I don't know, because there's a lot of things like he's trying to critique like to Deku and to All Might as well. So he says like, oh well, All Might's really good with this one thing. He caught on to All Might one for all like really quickly, so I just kind of had him like, we just had like tussles here and there. Like, God, no wonder he doesn't like him.
Those flashbacks to him sucking the shit out of him.
I love that. But the fact is that Deku like functions differently. He's much more of a cognitory like type of person. He thinks about like how he does things, and Grand Trainer like picks up on that and kind of like pushes him in that type of direction. Like, you should think about that. Mm-hmm. Like, try to rearrange like how your mind is like, I guess how the clocks are turning for you. Just like really think about that. And so what Deku thinks about, like, okay, so I should think about more as like an extension to myself, instead of like, oh, this is like, oh, I'm gonna activate this power right now. Mm-hmm. Instead of, it's like, okay, it's part of my body, so I treat it as such.
The words that he used was, I keep thinking them as finisher moves, instead of just being an extension. It shouldn't be an all-out thing all the time. There's degrees that I know I can do.
Yeah. And so he practices that night, like, okay, let's see what I can do. All right, so instead of just going like all out, let's just use a portion of it. Let's use like 5%. If I can do this, he tries to wall jump and keeps failing after just the first jump. Like, okay, I need to like put energy into my arms. Okay, let's do it.
I'll be quicker this time.
God damn it! Why can't you do this? Is that a villain? No, that's not part of our problem.
That was great.
I love that.
That was a nice scene. I liked it. It gave me a good laugh.
It's not a villain. It's not our problem. It's not our problem. But like the next one's like, yeah, I can't do this. I'll figure something out. But yeah, like you seem so bummed out. Why don't we have fish that I just bought, frozen food? And it all comes back to the microwave. After the new microwave's like, okay, I gotta think about this, gotta think about that. Like, oh yeah, it's time to eat breakfast. Ah, it's cold.
No wonder it's not spinning. It's not evenly distributing my heats.
It's only getting one thing warm. I'm sorry, like our microwave only just does like singular. It doesn't spin around, and that's like, boo.
Microwaves.
Microwaves again.
I have to heat everywhere, not just one side.
Anyway, this frozen food is my being. No, it's not.
Are you okay? No, I don't mean it literally.
Right. So what Deku decides, like, okay, instead of like, not just an extension, but like it being all of me.
Yeah. Instead of me just doing my legs and then I'll use my arm, I'll just always use it.
Yeah.
Like Super Saiyan.
Like All Might. And the fact that like it's not just like, oh, his legs just get buffed. No, he like buffs his entire body so he's ready for anything. And it's like evenly distributed as well. So that's how he's able to, well actually like the fact is like he has control of like only a portion of it because of the fact of just like last night's training, like okay, I can do 5% and not hurt myself, but I don't have time to use my arms. But like to correct that, he just uses the entire body. Like he can easily like wall jump and everything like that.
Yeah.
If he just had it all ready.
He's thinking of it as turn on the switch, turn off the switch, turn on this switch, and in the time it takes him to switch switches, it's already past the moment he should have been using it.
Yeah, so instead you should just like have a master switch for everything. Like just turn it all on and just keep it like that. Because as far as I know, like there's no limit to like
how long he can use it.
He can use like one for all. It's all one for all. The only problem like with All Might is the fact that like he has the wound that prevents him from staying that way. Because
it's very much killing him.
It kills him. But like with Deku, as long as he has all of his organs intact, he can essentially.
Oh yeah, he has no digestive system and one lung.
Oh man, like can you imagine like the life he lives?
How does he eat? How does he eat?
You're going? It just goes straight down. That's a good question. I can't imagine.
Everything's through an IV.
Well, I guess that's the most logical progression of things.
Do you think that if he manifests it all around his body instead of one specific spot, he can kind of use more power? Because it would be distributed amongst his body instead of one really singular spot?
Well, I guess the way I see it is the fact that if he wants to use 5%, he uses 5% on his legs. So it's like, oh, why don't I just do that everywhere? So it's 5% all around. Could he like jump up to like say like 8% with that? I guess it just depends. I don't think so. It's just like whatever like he can handle. Like if he says it goes 20%, he can handle that in any part of his body. Then he just simply can't like muster that.
Yeah, because I'm wondering if the rest of his body's there to absorb some of the shock of him doing what he's doing.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you mean. Like,
I would think
use like use that very same percent, like 5% from his legs to absorb whatever's like gonna impact him, like, or I guess recoil him like from his arms. I guess I don't know,
because
that's not quite how force works though.
Well, if you use well enough form in what you do,
you can like minimize the amount of
the energy that, well, with a punch, the energy that you deliver to your arm can get transferred all the way to your chest. So I'm figuring instead of him cocking his arm like that and hitting, it's now he does a good punch.
Yeah,
but it would be him using his only one part of his body with the one for all, as opposed to using it all, which would be to line the punch up and deliver the force across everything. Because I would like to think that the One for All kind of protects the rest of his body from what he's trying to do. So all of that force that he's using when he jumps kind of gets
distributed all around.
It gets stopped right here where he's no longer using the One for All. So all that force is kind of trapped in this small area of his body.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. So like when he covers himself in like All for One, it's like evenly distributed. So like at that point, like it's been like all the way to the head. At that point, like the damage is very much the minimum. If not, it's like it doesn't feel like anything.
Yeah, it'll allow the energy to transfer all throughout where it's meant to transfer, as opposed to stopping short and causing damage.
I guess that can also be like, I guess so, but also like there's ways like you can like take that kinetic energy and like have it go all throughout your body and like leave it, kind of like how you make it like a gigantic jump and you roll to like transfer all that impact from the legs all the way up to like your arms leaving to the ground. So I'm not sure. I would like to say that would totally make sense in the fact that like you can like change the effect of like whatever action you do based on like the rest of your body. So like just like a simple push like this could change like if I like turn my entire body and push it and exerts more force. But yeah, I like to say that, but we'll see about that. Yeah, that's pretty much what the episode's about. It's just like everyone's internship followed by like Deku like slowly learning to control his power in a way that makes sense, and that's like the right progression that which he needs to go to. That's just something that he was missing when he was training under All Might. I wonder why All Might didn't really notice that though.
Because he didn't have to learn that.
Oh, that's true. It just kind of
if you naturally do something, you don't know you do it.
That's true. It's like I guess that compliment like of like, oh wow, you're really good at this. Like, am I really? I
think
guess
of it as trying to teach someone how to make their heart beat.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're right. You can't really teach them that. It's like, oh, you have a really slow heart rate. I do? How do I learn how do I do that? Like, I don't know. Some people actually train to learn how to do that. Now, you got that. You wear that. But yeah, in the next episode, we're going to see a little bit more of Deku, like, learning to control it a lot more. Because it was just like, you think you can try using that? It's like, I don't know.
This guy also showed up.
Oh yeah, right. I forget his name because he has like a long-winded name.
Handface.
Handface. So he tries to recruit Stain, and Stain's like, "All right, what's the deal? I just want to kill All Might. You're the same as everyone else."
You know, I'll call him Talk to the Hand.
And Darkness, dude. I love him for the fact that like he's not a solid body except for where it is.
Yeah.
Even his like his hands just like, it's not even a full hand, it's just a mist that just so happens to be pointing at something. Should I stop it? Now let it happen. So it looks like we're gonna have like a little skirmish there too.
It seems like the next episode's gonna have them in it because of just from the banter of next episode.
Right. So the preview specifically was just Deku and Handface just like having kind of almost a one-sided conversation where it's like, I'm not gonna let you get say it. Please let me say it. Don't say it. I'm not gonna let you say it. Please, nope.
No.
Go beyond. No. And it just ends like that. Yeah, just based on that like conversation, I think that's what's gonna happen. But yeah, oh god, what looks of things, it's just gonna like hit the ceiling immediately. Like Handface is gonna summon his whatevers and like cause a riot or panic in the city.
Goddamn League of Evil.
And Lita's gonna get involved in that full on.
Isn't it in a different city though?
I don't know, just like based on like,
because it seems like they're all over Tokyo or all over Japan.
I just see like by Lita's like face and expression like something happened, something's not right. So it probably is involved with that. Pretty sure we'll see Stain. Like to see a confrontation between him and Stain like immediately. Because I have a feeling we already know where it's gonna happen. What's gonna happen?
He is gonna die.
He's gonna freak out, and he's not gonna fight well, and he's gonna get owned and like maybe 1 or 2 exchanges. And not to mention, like, Stain's quirk is probably going to show up. And it's going to be the worst thing.
I wonder what it is.
Yeah. I guess I'll be in the next discussion. Yeah?
Yeah.
How long did we talk? Oh, 30 minutes. Oh my god, dude.
We talked in an episode.
We talked for 1 episode.
With commercial.
With commercials. It's very impressive. Alright.
So we're done?
Yeah. We'll end it here for the discussion. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next discussion. #bye.